Hi, everyone. It's Miss Huckvari in the library. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the book Wintergirls by Lori Halls Anderson and read you some of the very beginning of the book. This is a book about a girl named Leah, and Leah has a major problem that she's dealing with in her life. She has anorexia, so she has an eating disorder. Her best friend Cassie, also suffered from an eating disorder and has recently died of that eating disorder. So to say Leah has a lot going on is kind of an understatement. She has a lot happening emotionally, physically, and she's stuck between her mom's house, her dad's house, her stepmother. So it's interesting as Leah tells this story because it's very much what's happening in her head, and a lot less of dialogue. And so you'll be able to kind of see that as we look through the book. So I want to read you just the beginning two chapters of Winter Girls. And if you look at the right side of our screen here, you can see that it says 001.00. And that's meant to look kind of like a scale because that's one thing that Leah is obsessed with is her weight and numbers on a scale. So she tells me, the words dribbling out, with the cranberry muffin crumbs, commas, dunked into her coffee. She tells me in four sentences. No, five. I can't let me hear this, but it's too late. The facts sneak in and stab me. When she gets to the worst part, body found in a motel room, alone, my walls go up and my doors lock. I nod like I'm listening, like we're communicating, and she never knows the difference. It's not nice when girls die. Chapter 2. We didn't want you hearing it at school or on the news. Jennifer crams the last hunk of muffin into her mouth. Are you sure you're okay? I open the dishwasher and lean into a cloud of steam that floats out of it. I wish I could crawl in and curl up between a bowl and a plate. My stepmother, Jennifer, could lock the door, twist the dial to scald, and press on. The stream freezes when it touches my face. I'm fine, I lie. She reaches for the bowl of oatmeal raisin cookies on the table. This must feel awful. She rips off the cardboard ribbon. Worse than awful. Can you get me a clean container? I take a clear plastic box and lid out of the cupboard and hand it across the island to her. Where's Dad? He had a 10-year meeting. Who told you about Cassie? She crumbles the edges of the cookies before she puts them in a box to make it look like she baked instead of bought. Your mother called late last night with the news. She wants you to see Dr. Parker right away instead of waiting for your next appointment. What do you think? I ask. It's a good idea, she said. I'll see if she can fit you in this afternoon. Don't bother. I pull out the top rack of the dishwasher. The glasses vibrate with little screams when I touch them. If I pick them up, they'll shatter. There's no point. She pauses in mid crumble. Cassie was your best friend. Not anymore. I'll see Dr. Parker next week like I'm supposed to. I guess it's your decision. Will you promise me you'll call your mom and talk to her about it? Promise. Jennifer looks at the clock on the microwave and shouts, Emma, 4 minutes. My stepsister, Emma, doesn't answer. She's in the family room, hypnotized by the television and a bowl of blue cereal. Jennifer nibbles a cookie. I hate to speak ill of the dead, but I'm glad you didn't hang out with her anymore. I push the top rack back in and pull out the bottom. Why? Cassie was a mess. She could have taken you down with her. I reach for the steak knife hiding in the nest of spoons. The black handle is warm. As I pull it free, the blade slices the air, dividing the kitchen into slivers. There's Jennifer, packing store-bought cookies in a plastic tub for her daughter's class. There is Dad's empty chair, pretending he has no choice about these early meetings. There is the shadow of my mother, who prefers the phone because face-to-face takes too much time and usually ends in screaming. Here stands a girl, clutching a knife. There is grease on the stove, blood in the air, and angry words piled in the corners. We are trained not to see it, not to see any of it. Body found in a motel room alone. Someone just ripped off my eyelids. So you can really see how hard it is for Leah and how she is sort of saying one thing and acting one way, but inside her mind, there's a lot of other stuff that she's thinking, that she's not saying. And the language that Lori Halls Anderson uses is really vibrant and really strong. So talking about um, kind of knives screaming and describing the knife and describing the way those glasses vibrate in the dishwasher and how everything's ready to shatter, is the emotional state that Leah is dealing with. So if you're interested in stories that are true to life and true to experiences that people go through, if you've known anyone that has an eating disorder and maybe want to learn more about that, or if you just want a really fast paced, gripping story, Winter Girls is a great book.